So hey you guys, welcome back to another edition of Shannon at the Movies, Shannon Gates CM, whatever. Since I usually do birthday videos of like some of my crushes, I just realized that we're gonna do one of mine, so I'm basically gonna do it. Plus, like, he's having a great time this year. He's probably one of my favorite people in the decade of like the 2010 type thingy up to like now. Plus, probably in the future too. Like, I'll probably explain that later, even though I don't know some of the details. But he's gonna start with one of my favorite Danish actors, Mads Mikkelsen movie as like brothers. And there may be a sequel to like the top three thingy, which I usually do. But I got a bunch of honorable mentions. There's like 33 or something movies of his, only just like the movie things. I don't know why, but I did not like include the TV movies or TV show episodes. But yeah, some of these I've seen, so I'll just say the movie thingies, and I'll go over like a few of my favorites, and I may like be repeating myself or whatever, just because a few of these on this list are like my favorites, and I have visuals for my top three, which I'll probably say last. Like, I'll like skip them or whatever, so rather top 30. So anyways, in 1986, he was in this movie called Space Camp. It was probably the one that introduced him to movie fans, like official movie fans, like the non-TV thing, to Leaf Phoenix and Joaquin's name, because he changed that when he was 4 years old. Because, like, if you guys are not familiar with his family, his brother, the late great River Phoenix, from like Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, he was the young Indiana Jones, and like Stephen King's Stand By Me had the name River. They also have like an older sister, like River's little sister, named Rain, and there's Summer and one named Liberty, who are both younger than Joaquin, because like he was probably like 2 or 4 when their mom's name is Arlene or whatever, but she goes by the name Hart. Maybe the dad had one too, because I think he died, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too entirely sure. So anyways, back to it. And then you got Ruskies, which also had Leaf Phoenix. And then you got Ron Howard's Parenthood, which had like Steve Martin and a bunch of other people in it, which kind of gave him the way for Joker, because like he has a panic attack or an anxiety attack at one time. It kind of probably also introduced you to a young Keanu Reeves, who like 5 or whatever years later would do Matrix. Maybe a little bit more years later, because it was like 1989, so I don't know when Bill and Ted was, to be honest. So yeah. Then in 1993, River died of drug overdose, I believe, on Halloween 1993. And then Joaquin decided to, hopefully I'm saying his name right, but Joaquin decided to take a little break, and then 2 years later he would come back as his official name, because I guess probably around the time of Parenthood he changed it back to Joaquin. And then you got this film called To Die For, with like a young or whatever, probably fresh after Batman Forever, I believe, Nicole Kidman, Casey Affleck, who is, I guess, I don't know if you would still call him this, but Joaquin's former brother-in-law, like he married Summer Phoenix. You got this film called To Die For with Sean Penn. I think Joaquin had a cameo in it, so I may have seen his thingy. You got Inventing the Abbots, which had his later girlfriend, or probably at the time Liv Tyler, whose father is Aerosmith, one of my favorite rock bands, lead singer Steven Tyler. You have this film called Return to Paradise. Clay Pigeons is probably one of his greatest ones too. I've never seen it, but like I've heard some pretty great things about it. There's a top 10 or top 20, if you want to call it, thingy on Watch Mojo. Like when in like 2015 or whatever, leading up towards 4 years later, is Joker, which had a second list, and I think it was the second list, like the Joker one. Clay Pigeons was an honorable mention. You also have him in this film called 8mm. It was a film done by Joel Schumacher, who would do Batman. That was like a fun fact. Like a produce or direct one of them. Batman and Robin, I'm pretty sure. With like a young Nicolas Cage. Well, kind of young. It was 1999. Yeah, this film called The Yards, which I think is James Gray, a famous director known for like Ad Astras. His film debut And this would actually be the first pairing of Joaquin and Mark Wahlberg, because they would later team up with James Gray for 2007 movie that's like not a sequel to the Yards, but yeah. Even like I'm a James Caan pre-Elf, like Elf was what, 2003 or something, and this was 2000. You have Quills, one of my favorite movies ever of Joaquin's. Like, hopefully I go to church one day and there's a Joaquin like priest. I would probably like flirt. I love Joaquin Phoenix, you guys. I call him my boyfriend in my head. There it goes. You've got his turn as the evil Commodus in Gladiator. That's probably one of my favorite performances of like Joaquin's, besides like the ones that I keep on saying that. Gladiator is actually one of my honorable mentions for like the greatest performances of Joaquin Phoenix's thingy ever. Even though a bunch of these are probably really great, like the ones that I haven't seen. Plus, like, they're probably half of these are actually like on the, including Parenthood and stuff like that, are on the two lists that I mentioned, the Watch Mojo ones. You have this one called Buffalo Soldiers. You have M. Night Shyamalan's, I believe that's how I pronounce his name, Science, with Mel Gibson, who strikingly looks like Joaquin. Like, I'll show you guys a movie that I'm going to show you guys soon, like a book. But yeah, you have Brother Bear. I think Brother Bear was my first introduction to Joaquin. I was like 10 years old, when it came out, but I was probably like in, I don't know, elementary school for sure. Maybe like grade 1 or 2 or something. When, I don't know, I feel like I watched it like in kindergarten for some odd reason, like grade 1 or 2 type thingy. Unless it was the sequel. Because, like, that just doesn't add up. Like, I would have been, what, grade 4 or 5 or something when Brother Bear came out. You have M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, which introduced, I guess, you to Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter. I don't know if she was ever in anything else before him, but obviously she's, like, in Jurassic Park movies now. She was in It Part 2, one of my favorite films of 2019, as you guys probably heard in, like, yesterday's video. I'm gonna have to exchange camera lenses for a minute, angles. You got Ladder 49 with John Travolta, and this guy named Robert Patrick. He was like the T2 in Terminator 2, who would later team up for number 19 in my top 3 thingy. You also have Hotel Rwanda with John Cheadle, I believe. I'm gonna skip my top thingy, like I said. We have We Own the Night, that second James Gray, Mark Wahlberg collaboration. I kind of wrote a short story on this thing called Common Full. Let me know, you guys, and like I'll like take it or whatever, you guys, somewhere if you guys like, but I'll read it. Especially if you guys are fans of Joaquin Phoenix like me. Yeah. You have this film called Reservation Road. Really great performances by Mark Ruffalo. Pre-Avengers, obviously. When was the first Avengers? Yeah, this one called Two Lovers. I think that was also a James Gray thingy. And then Joaquin decided to trick us all to believe that he was done acting when he was not, for this film called I'm Still Here, which is a mockumentary directed by Casey Affleck, starring him and like a few other people. He even like hugs the late great Heath Ledger around the time, like in arch footage, like it talks about Joaquin's childhood and everything. You have one of his greatest performances besides like the tops that I'm gonna say, The Master, with like great Philip Seymour Hoffman and Amy Adams. You have The Immigrant. I think that's also a James Gray one, if I'm not mistaken. You have Spike Lee's Her. You know, where Joaquin falls in love with a computer voiced by Scarlett Johansson. It has Joaquin's fiance. Maybe a few of these other ones did too. But Rooney Mara. You have Inherent Vice with a bunch of people, including like Josh Brolin. I almost said James Brolin, his father. And a few other people. You have Irrational Man. It's like one of my favorites, I guess. It made me want to fall asleep for some odd reason. But he's like a really seductive, teacher. Like a university one that falls for students a little too hard. And then he kind of hears a conversation about like wanting revenge on somebody's ex-husband for taking away the kids' custody or whatever. Then you have one of my top, so I'll pass that. Then you have this novel, or movie rather, called The Sisters Brothers. The movie's always on TV over here, The Sisters Brothers. Sorry about that, guys. But I don't have that channel. Should I check it out? Should I read the book too? By like Patrick DeWitt or somebody. You got Mary Magdalene for as well as Jesus. Also with Rooney Mara and then his fiance. Fun fact about never mind, I'm gonna tell you guys eventually. There's Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot, where he plays a quadriplegic writer or cartoonist. So now it goes to my top 3. Boy, this is just my top 3 personal thingy. I should have got this list in order kind of thingy. But you got his role. If you guys watched yesterday's thingy, my like love of musical type thingies where I mentioned Rocket Man, you guys are gonna know that I put this right. James Mangold's Walk the Line. I'm a huge fan of Johnny Cash. I think I like have one of his CDs like somewhere that's like my movie collection / CD collection. But I loved it. Great performances. I'm not too sure, but like I know Johnny, I think, casted Joaquin. So like I'm curious if Reese Witherspoon had a chance, or if June Carter Cash, who Reese plays, if she like had a chance to like cast Reese. Number 2, or yeah, one of my tops is called You Were Never Really Here. Here, I'll like great. Show it from that side a little bit later. One of my favorite Joaquin Phoenix performances of like the 2010, because like Walk the Line was like 2005. There we go. But yeah, there's this film called Taken from 2008. That's what we're probably gonna say before, which kind of has similar thingies, except like he's not a father. If you guys are familiar with the movie Taken, and his character has been abused by the father, like Joaquin's character. And fun fact, actually, for those of you guys fans of the one I'm gonna mention next, Joker. So there's this kid, I think he's like 9 or whatever, so why not call him a kid, named Dante Pierre Olson, I believe. He's younger flashbacks of Joaquin's character Joe in You Were Never Really Here, and he's also Bruce Wayne in Joaquin's Joker, which is my favorite film of like all time, apparently, of Joaquin's especially. I cannot wait to see what they do with a sequel, if he gets put in a sequel. Like, just look at this face, you guys. Does he deserve to be in a sequel? Here. I did a custom-made calendar. I kind of showed it off yesterday. But he's probably also one of my favorite Jokers. I'm just making sure I like show him right. I don't want the calendar to fall over either. But yeah, and it's like probably one of my favorite Todd Phillips thingies. I'm excited to see like what they do, like if there is a sequel. Could we get Harley Quinn or like a love interest for poor Arthur? I'm not gonna like spoil it or whatever, because I think I did like what I didn't like type thinking about his Joker. He's like over there in the corner, you guys. But yeah. I kind of also did like an Arthur Fleck like a Joker Christmas story thingy. And I'm a prequel to that second James Gray collaboration, Real Night. Gosh. But yeah. Not to mention, Joaquin's been getting a bunch of awards, you guys. So I think he's one of like my favorite actors of the decade, besides like Tom Hanks. I still have to go check out A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. If it's still playing here, I kind of want to see like Black Christmas with a few of my friends. Like, we kind of had plans, and then I ended up seeing Rise of Skywalker, and who knows, maybe I'll check out Birds of Prey. Joaquin has this movie called Come On, Come On coming out soon, I believe, or whatever, and then I'll probably, if that Mads Mikkelsen film comes, directed by this guy named Thomas Vinterberg, who did a film that I reviewed on this channel called The Hunt, I'll probably go check out My Two Boys, because I used to love Mads in whatever the movie's called. It doesn't say that on IMDb, which is weird. But maybe like there's like no title yet or whatever. I don't know. Not to mention it says Joker too as well on Joaquin's thingy, so it's like who knows, right guys? But yeah, that's all my Joaquin knowledge. I guess please like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. I'm gonna go blush my head off right now over Joaquin because I love him. Okay, see ya.